And there you are.
All right, so you are listening to yourself on your phone
Yeah.
or watching yourself, which is maybe weirder. And I wanted you to maybe share what you're doing.
Yeah, you're a little quiet.
Am I? Okay.
A little bit. Maybe give a little gain.
That's weird. I've not changed anything. Is that better?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm a little deaf. Sounds all right, I think. Yeah. Yeah. We're
Yeah?
good. We're
Good.
good.
2 years in. We are almost there.
You know, this is why we make the big bucks. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah.
gonna say that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yes, and yeah. Actually, this is gonna be seamless because I can just add the other one with
Oh,
this
good.
one.
Oh, perfect.
Um, yeah. So I was doing a little video talking to myself about the amazing subjects we're gonna talk about, and then we're gonna
Yep.
post it. We're gonna blast it. We're gonna send it out. On a sketch.
Sending out an
Yeah.
SOS.
Hey, okay, so I wanted to play a Prince song
Yeah.
because I've been feeling some Prince lately because we talked
Hmm.
about Prince our last. But I know if I play a Prince song, Prince will come down right now and throw my computer in the garbage and delete
And
everything
flick
off
you
of
on the lip. Yeah.
because he doesn't want his music to be played anymore by anybody on YouTube.
Or
So,
just we'll send him like $5.
yeah, or actually, while I play this song, everybody just pause and play a Prince.
Right.
This one though,
Well,
this is a jam. I've never heard this song, and our good buddy Daniel Nervo sent me a video of this, and it's groovy. Check this out. Can you hear that?
yeah.
I'm gonna turn it up a little. Could you ever guess who this is?
No,
Let it go a little longer. It gets cool. You would never be able to guess, right?
no.
Neither would I. Little solo.
He's letting you know.
Dude,
He's
so
letting you know. Dude,
let's do a little.
is that Third Eye Girl? That'd
So
be-
let's do a little trivia here because this is I would never be able to guess that. I mean, let's just talk about era. What era would you say that's
yeah,
feeling
so
like?
I was guessing that's from Third Eye Girl.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like his latest incarnation when he started playing with a Gibson. You know, he's using like a Les Paul type guitar.
Who?
Prince.
Oh, Prince. Jesus. Okay,
So
sorry.
this isn't Prince.
No, not
Anymore.
even close. Not
All
even
right,
close.
All right. Well, I wouldn't
This-
put it past him. So
True.
that
It's
what
like
era?
70s, like 70s.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Okay, 70s. And who is it? Is it a big name?
It's a big name, but like, no, it's not. It's okay. So
I don't know.
I'll just go. It's the Scorpions.
Oh yeah,
Could you-
that didn't
yeah,
sound as heavy or like saturated.
Right. And so it's Uli, is it Uli John? Uli John Roth.
Yeah.
He was the guitar player for a little bit in there, and he's like a very world renowned
Yes,
guitar
I know
player.
who
But he
that
was
is.
right, and I knew the name. I've known the name forever, but I've never really checked him out. But he was in the Scorpions just for a little bit, and apparently he bounced because he was more into like that.
Yeah, because that sounds kind of fusiony, especially once you start
Fusiony.
soloing.
Yeah, and there's like groove, but dude, everybody do yourselves a favor and look up on YouTube. It's gonna be the first thing you find. Is shit? What's it called?
Uli John Roth with Scorpions. Really.
Scorpions Sales of Sharon with a Charon. Sales of Sharon.
SAILS.
Sails of Sharon. Look up the vid, dude. These guys. This is an amazing video. Like, and I think this is live. I think it's not a video.
Oh my goodness, that's
it,
scary.
it's. Are you seeing it?
No, I'm just saying if that's live, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, and so because I think like in the '70s, like, did they make like the music videos? Were they just live? Were they like were?
That's a good question. Somebody should chime in, write us, because I'm not.
But these
100%
dudes
convinced. I don't know.
Okay, whatever's going on here, I just don't understand how they could have all mimicked what they're doing so perfectly for this. So I think it's a live performance, what we were just listening to, and these dudes are straight up like it looks like Spinal Tap. Like
I'm also yeah, they had a look. I'm surprised at how funky that was, though.
I know, dude. But dude, like I'm more than the music, seriously, is their faces. Like a Spinal Tap, the dudes from Spinal Tap probably saw that and they're like, we have to do something with this.
Yeah, and we Spinal cannot Tap play like that, so let's make it a joke.
Like, because they're jamming, right? And the drummer, they all have like the perfect big ass mustaches.
Yeah.
And the drummer's just like, yeah. And the singer the whole time is just in the background, like not singing, but just like absorbing.
And he's a weird looking dude.
Yeah,
he's like a angry ogre.
Right. This is like the cat is stolen, now, or whatever. Like,
so I know, yeah, because that's '80s, right?
Yeah, this is pre Rock You Like a Hurricane. Damn. This is like Rock You Like a Mustache. But yeah, thanks Nervo for sending that, because that's some groove, dude.
I
mean,
really
that's like
did get utterly confused because when you were saying Nervo shared a song with you, I thought you meant Prince. I still thought you were talking about Prince. So I took that all the way through. I missed the transition.
Yeah.
But what Prince song were you going to play?
Well, I just last week after we did our pod, I just went and actually I just listened to Sign of the Times, like the whole record.
Did you listen all the way through? That makes me so happy.
Yeah, and it's just so cool. Like it's like he goes so many different places, I think that's why like we don't need to go here again because we did it last week, but but it's so important, I think, for people to really listen to like whole records, man.
Yeah.
Because you get a picture of an artist that's so much more than the hits.
Yeah. That's like the perfect example, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's like it's just all this stuff, and it's just I don't know. Like I've always loved Prince, obviously, but you just learn more about an artist, like the more when you listen to the weird songs, you're like, oh wow, that's trippy,
those are all
dude.
My favorites.
Yeah. So yeah, I was listening to that, and I did. I'm like, damn, I want to play one of these songs, but then I'm like, if I put that on, I couldn't play I couldn't play a second of that, even though we have like -4 subscribers. Like
5 out of 4 people would get pissed off.
Totally, dude.
Yeah.
But so I went with Scorpions. The Scorpions that you've never heard of. But
yes, great.
Yeah, that was groovy. So yeah, the Nerves sent that to me. But yeah, like I was saying too before we got cut off, is I've got this like head cold thing.
Yeah,
you can kind of hear it, but and I did a gig last night and sang for 3 hours.
Where were you?
At Vine and Grain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was fine. It's like it was really dead there, which honestly sometimes is fine too.
Yeah.
I was playing all these songs that I never play because when you have like I have a list, and there's certain songs that I'm always like I maybe have tried them like once or twice, and they didn't.
I know exactly what you mean.
And so, but then you go, all right, and you put that away, and then sometimes you go like I want to play that song again, and then you kind of see it and you go, you go, shit, I haven't played this in so long.
Yeah, or I do like I'll try it. And there will be a lot of people there, and I'll go, this would go well, or I got to quit being a bitch.
Yeah.
And I'll play it, and I'll chowder it.
Yeah.
I'll be like, see, I should practice this, which now a lot of times
isn't that weird? Like, yeah, sometimes the little things you don't think about, like last night, I play Peg, like, all the time. I always play Peg.
Yeah.
For some reason, last night, I played Peg, and I played it second song in the set.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I've played the song a million times. I never even think about the chords.
Yeah.
But that second part of the chorus, it goes up to this like inverted chord.
Yeah.
And I went to it and I thought about it right before it was coming to the chord. You know, that Peg, come back to me, Peg. That one. Yeah, that one. As soon as I was coming to it, I was like, oh, what is that chord? And I was like thinking it, and it just went from. And then I was like, damn, dude, like what? And the second time I just kind of like prayed that I didn't think about it, and I went to it, but it felt, I was like, I don't even know.
You were
if that's...
playing Pug.
Pig.
Yeah, pig. Even better.
Pig.
It won't come back to you.
Pig.
Steely dumb.
Yeah, jeez. Steely ham. Pig.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, so weird, dude. And last night was like at Vine and Grain. I love Vine and Grain. It's awesome, and they let me play there on Wednesdays.
Shout out.
Yeah, I love a good Wednesday gig. But where you play, you're half inside, half outside, right? Yep. Like you're like right in the middle, and I usually stand more on the inside.
Yeah.
But dude, as the night went on, it started getting so cold, even though there's heaters. And my hands were so freaking cold. Like I couldn't even. I was like
edging over like 6 inches every.
Yeah,
you know,
it was like where you're like looking down, and I'm like, I can't even like feel my guitar.
Yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
It's like weird, but
oh yeah, dude. Yeah. We played. Mustache Harbor played on the whatever that boat is that just goes out for 2 hours.
Yeah.
What is that? It's just some touring little lunch boat or something.
Yeah.
And dude, it was like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
And even the party goers stayed in the cabin part where the bar is, of course, also.
Yeah.
And we were just out there. Everyone had like fingerless gloves or full gloves on playing. And it was, you know, I usually will bring like 2 jackets to any gig just in case whatever someone else is wearing. I'm wearing both.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, totally, dude. That man, I've done that too, but I don't know. Geez, that's kind of weird. I don't know why. I feel like we didn't play on the boat, but for some reason we had to ride the boat or something.
Yeah,
there was something weird. Like
dude,
there's
one that we did together. I think that was really cold in Tahoe. 2 of them. One of them was one of the first shows that I did with Tainted Love. That was at the Incline Village.
Yeah,
we're just facing a big mountain of snow, like 50 feet away, really close.
Yeah.
And people are just kind of right up on the stage. Do you happen to remember that?
Oh man,
dude, so cold.
Incline.
Everybody's got scarves on and stuff. And then another one was a bit more recently, and I'm pretty sure you were on that one, and that was same area, but a lot bigger show, and you know, maybe about 5-minute drive away from there, but it's an annual thing they do. This second one I'm talking about. Well, anyway,
was it a summer? Was that the summer one?
I think it might have been, but it was so cold that taking a deep breath to hit a big note, it was like your throat freezes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's so weird. Like,
oh yeah, it burns. You know?
Jesus. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we have these travel gigs coming up, so. I think we wanted to talk about maybe some airline stuff.
Yes.
What do you say?
That's amazing. That's so sick that you're doing that one too. That's going to be so fun. So so we've been trying to get this going for like the past 5 episodes, but we are so interesting in our lives that we just can't get to it.
Yeah.
So, and actually this is kind of good timing. So we want to talk about food, right? Is this where we're going?
Yeah.
Or, you're like...
That was the handoff. This is like, you know, Letterman.
Okay, so like, what we want to talk about is basically gig food. What is the best pre-gig food? The best post-gig food? Mm-hmm. Let's start with post.
Okay.
Just because I'm feeling my post-gig food from last night right now.
Oh, right on.
So, I'm still doing dry January. For those of you that are listening in July, it's January right now for us.
Yeah, I'm back to drinking very heavily if it's July.
I'm in rehab in July.
Right.
No, so I'm still doing it. It's going strong. And I'm like, it's like, oh my God, how long is this month? But, so I did my gig last night, and I'm feeling pretty healthy. But last night, I literally ate a pizza and a half.
Yeah, absolutely.
I finished my gig, and normally at my gig at Vine and Grain, I'll have like a beer, right?
Yeah.
And so I'll have like my beer or 2 or 12, like you said, 1 to 8.
Yeah.
and I feel like at the end of the gig, I'm like, I'm good, and I bounce. But I drive safely. I'm not drunk. Okay, there we go. So
1 an hour.
Yeah, exactly. But last night I was drinking water, hardly drank any water. And so I was like, dude, I'm hungry. And I actually had Amy went to Justin Timberlake last night.
Oh, really?
So we could talk about that. But, so she went to that in Sacramento, which meant when I got home from my gig, my kids obviously were still here. She's gone. So I had to watch the kids, make sure they go to bed. Mm-hmm. Adam is 3, so he's really hard to get to sleep. So I knew I had a big night.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to get some food. So I got this pizza. They have a really good, it's like a gourmet pepperoni with like a honey drizzle and like goat cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And so this is kind of a yarn too. I got the pizza to go, right? And so I pack up, and the pizza comes out perfectly timed. Right when I'm walking out the door, I'm like, sick. And in my head, I'm already going, I should take this home and not eat this in my car, right?
Not a chance.
So, I know, dude, a pizza. Like, I put it in my, of course, right
passenger
next to
side.
My passenger side. That's my companion. And I take off. And, like,
you put the seatbelt over it. You're like, here you go. Be safe.
What do you want to listen to?
Yeah.
And so, before I even leave, I take a peek at it, and I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. So I take a bite, and it's like super messy, like honey drizzle,
hella
like
hot, honey's all over the gear shift.
And so I just like hoover and the first bite, a whole glob of whatever the fuck falls in between the seat, and I was like, oh Perfect. God, here we go. It's like goat cheese.
Yeah, the point of the corner just falls straight down. It's still hot. That's
like
awesome.
Right into like your cup holder where all the coins are.
Yeah, you try to move your seat forward and it's caught in cheese.
Yeah, at some point someone's like, you're like, oh, I have 23 cents, and you reach down and they're all stuck together.
Yeah, it's got like cilantro on it.
There's some goat cheese on that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So I eat my first slice, take off, and I'm like, God damn, that's good. And then so now it's like, off to the races. I'm like,
mind you, this is a 10-minute drive.
It's a 10-minute drive. Literally, I crushed that whole pizza in 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, with the original plan not to have any.
The original, normally is 0.
Yeah.
And then the backup was, take it home, maybe the kids will be up, pizza, I'm the hero, Right. So but I'm a pig, sorry, Steely Tam.
You're a peg, yeah.
I'm a peg. I'm a total peg. Ate the whole pizza, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to kill myself.
Those aren't that big, though, right?
They're like not that big, but it was
8 or 10.
Any normal person that, like, isn't a peg would be like, you're good, bro. Like, you don't, that's enough. So I get home. Even though no one's home, here's another thing that's kind of funny is, like, there's a level of embarrassment when you pig out that hard in your car. Mm-hmm. I immediately throw the box in the trash because I'm like, I don't even want myself to acknowledge that.
You don't want to remind yourself. Yeah, I know.
So,
but you know what? The cheese in the tray will remind you. Yeah.
I haven't checked yet. That's the honey goat cheese. Oh my God. So the goat quarters. So I crush that, unload my car, come in. And the kids are upstairs with Grandma, and guess what we got in the house? A fucking pizza.
Yes! And you were happy to see it.
I'm always happy to see it, but I'm less happy because
this is missing honey.
I was like, I guess I'll just eat some of this cheap pizza now. So I literally ate like 2 more slices of pizza.
Absolutely.
And I was just like, is this what sobriety is for me? Like,
dude, that's what I was just gonna say. I think the lie that we hear is that as soon as you stop, you're gonna just trim off some pounds. You know, oh, that's an easy 5 to 10 right there.
Yeah,
Except for no, you gain 5 or 10.
Dude, yeah. My body's like, no. We're collecting this somewhere.
Yeah, now you're hungry, dog. Yeah,
yeah.
I know,
I
man.
did. Yeah, and I did a decent run yesterday, so I was kind of in my head like, my body needs it, you know, like,
Yeah,
which is such
it's
BS.
partly true. My body needs goat cheese.
Yeah, let me just eat some peanut butter.
Yeah, well, you know
Okay,
what
so-
I did want to ask, though, on
Yeah,
a
go.
side note, because this is musician-oriented, and we will get to the food, but, well, actually, it's true. All this is part of it. Is it, especially when you're laying off, are you getting tempted? Like, is it kind of like
For the
your
booze.
mind is set for booze, yeah.
I will say my mind is set just because anybody that's listened to our podcast a lot, I've always been against this whole like dry January idea. This year, because I decided to do it, I'm like, no, I'm going to see this through.
Yeah, my mind is set. It's not been hard, but why were
Yeah.
you against it?
And I was even thinking about this morning.
It's like
kind
someone
of,
can't control themselves.
exactly.
I
It's
see,
like
yeah.
it's like kind of like I'm a little kid. It's kind of like the responsible thing would be like,
You go stand
well,
in the corner and no booze
Yeah.
for you.
yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm not doing you for a month. You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah,
you're
I see.
Yeah. I'm just not going to drink you for a
Right.
month. And
It makes you think it's addict behavior if you have to do that, maybe.
a little, yeah,
Yeah.
like the more responsible thing, you know, would be kind of like just, yeah, okay, let's just cut down, right? Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
like someone that's like, I'm going to work out for a month and then I'm not.
Yeah, I
But,
know.
okay, so all the
But
negatives.
that'd be like, I mean, the difference is, I'm not making excuses because our job, it's just that it's there all the time. And
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of wait time, and so that's where we bring back to food. So
Yes.
the end of the gig food, I want to hear post gig
Okay.
food. I want to hear what your favorites are and what you like.
Yeah, we
But
better get
the
into it.
first problem that happens is half the time it ain't there. They took it away.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah,
So,
and
yeah,
so
you had you're hoping to save some from the post gig or the break
Right.
in between, and then they're trying to clean up the joint, so they take it away. And it's
So the
Wonderful.
the most ideal is occasionally on certain gigs, amazing planners and amazing people that take care of you,
Right.
they will plan
Yeah.
post gig food,
Yeah.
right? And this has happened, you know, in all different bands and stuff. Like back at when TL used to play at Harlow's,
Yeah.
our old buddy John,
John
rest in
Carlson.
peace, man. He was such a great guy. Is a great guy. So nice to me. He would bring in pozole. Remember? Were you ever there for that?
I think once, yeah.
And so that was top shelf because you get like the crunchy, like you finish the gig and it's like pozole,
Yeah. Comfort.
comfort food. I mean, that's not realistic to just have pozole like all the
I
time. It's all spilling everywhere.
Play at a museum, you're just like, where's my pozole?
Yeah, I mean, pozole would be kind of nice. So, I mean, I'm going to put in I don't know what my number one would be. Actually, I would say my number one post gig would be pizza. Like,
That's my vote because it can be hot or cold. And my only
Exactly.
problem with pozole is you can't just eat it and walk around or kind of joke around. It's like hot and wet and messy.
yeah, and
know.
you gotta really
Sitting
hunker
at a
down
table.
for a
yeah,
minute.
Yeah, hunker down.
And you're gonna get some pozole sauce like on your in ears.
Yeah, on your
and
gig pants. Yeah.
It's gonna be in your bag. Somehow goat cheese is gonna fall in there.
Oh yeah.
So pizza's
Yeah.
like top shelf, top of the list.
Yeah. And what do you want on it? Let's go deeper.
So I think maybe a post gig. I would be happy with more stripped down.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
like a cheese to pepperoni
Yeah.
sounds great.
Right.
Like maybe, yeah, something like that. Like that.
Do you
That
like
would be.
pepperoni more than sausage? Is there a difference for you?
Ooh, man. You know what I like the best, honestly, is it's usually some form of like vegetable
Yeah, like
pizza.
mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms. And I
Hmm.
think we talked about this when I was in New York, like the white pizza,
Right?
which which you know,
Some people don't like, but it's good. Yeah,
that's my favorite.
my problem with mushroom is it's messier. Like again,
Yeah.
it's gonna flop down if you're trying to eat it in your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's why cheese is good because it's the most likely to hold up.
Yeah. And you
But
can
what
just
about
yeah, it's good.
okay, so we just did a gig where we had to be there at like 10 in the morning, and the gig isn't till the night. And there's just,
Right.
you can either, maybe it's not convenient to leave because you're in the middle of nowhere. So what do you want to have for snacks around? Because some things don't
Pre-gig.
sit well. Yeah, or kind of like during the whole day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have the charcuterie cheese thing, which is great
Yep.
when you first
Yep.
get there, but after a couple hours, it gets sweaty and
Yep.
you know,
It's
rainbow.
nice to see it, the cheeses, but I mean, anybody knows, dude, you eat too much of that cheese and it's like you're not feeling like playing a show,
Yeah.
you know? And the classic to pre is always like, "Oh, cool, there's some snacks." And it's like bread. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Meat. Nice. Like a weird number of like cold cuts to cheese ratio.
Right.
It's like oh, 4 cold cuts and then 85 pieces
Cheese
of
hunks. Yeah.
provolone.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then no condiments. Right?
Oh.
You get that where you're like, well, what the hell? Like we can't. A lot of
Yeah.
times these like sandwich platters, like
Yeah.
they're
They
not
don't have a
thought out.
condiment. Yeah.
It's like oh, here's some bread and lettuce.
Yeah. And the lettuce is under the meat as
Yeah,
garnish.
yeah.
Choose
So
that.
one thing that I eat a ton of, which is just gross, is a sandwich with no condiments. I do it all the time. Like, but I always pretend. My problem is I go if it's pre-gig, I go I'm just gonna like have a little something, and
Yeah.
so I'll go like yeah, I'll just eat a little bit of this like lunch meat and cheese, and so I'll do like one of the like like low carb, and I'll eat like some of
That's what I
that,
do.
and then 15 minutes later I'm like I'm still hungry, and so
You
then
have
I'm
a
like
triple decker with bread.
but then I go, okay, well maybe I'll make a sandwich, and so then I'll do like a half sandwich, right,
Yeah.
with like the freaking meat and the cheese, no condiments, and
Right.
like fold the bread, nyang, nyang.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm still hungry, and it's like,
Dude, have you seen the Noah sandwich?
oh yeah, it's like the Fred Flintstone.
Oh yeah, dude. It is he just like builds a house on the plate.
He
You
builds
know,
the
a
house.
meat house.
Yeah,
And dude, it is desiccated. You know that he's been there, and he's
Yeah.
a sound guy, so he's there before the band a lot of time.
Right.
Which is another thing to discuss is if you are bringing your own sound engineer or whatever, just the sound engineer and the crew who are there before you are going to destroy
yeah,
the setup, and
Yeah.
usually there's not enough.
Right.
And so by the time you have a 6-piece band and a 3-member crew, but they're thinking of it. Usually you get food for 6,
Yeah.
or maybe 7.
yeah.
You know, so that's something to be really careful of. But yeah, Noah Burke, what's up, brother? He will. I mean, he doesn't use 2 pieces of bread, but he will put everything that's
Yeah.
out there. He's like, okay, well, they have sugar. I'm gonna put that on too because it's free. I mean, just everything that's out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
honey.
Yeah, a
It's
sock,
just it's just a mess, dude. Chips, you know.
chips, and then he just wraps it all up with some gaff tape. Ow.
Yeah.
I've seen that sandwich.
And talks to you during and tokes on a blunt.
Yeah, and then post will be like somehow he'll find a soft serve ice cream with a cone.
Totally.
He'll be like,
He has like red velvet cake.
like, where'd you get that?
He cuts a slice of red velvet cake, and then the rest of it that's sitting there, that's his portion. And he leaves
Yeah.
the slice.
So I do have dude, and this is a bad one, but my favorite thing to have, because if we're going there, It's chips. I like to have chips, but it's
Yeah.
like the bad one. Like it's not.
Do you want a dip for it, or you want salsa, which can get watery? Do you
You
want
know, I
guac?
like.
Guac?
Oh, you guacked it. That's all we got, folks. We just got guacked. Guac you like a hurricane.
That sounds stinky.
Oh my god! I feel like we're gonna open a Mexican restaurant. You know what? Actually, you know what? Another really good thing is sometimes you'll get like a really good cracker, like a really thin cracker,
Right.
with some sort of hummus or something.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Artisan, as Doug
Yeah,
Carlson
like
would call it.
oh,
Look,
dude,
artisan.
I like that better than like a chip, actually, because I feel like I could get more out of less. You know, like I
more
can eat a
dense.
couple of those, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of nice. But if it's like chips and salsa, and if it's spicy, it might mess you up for the show too.
I love
So,
spicy. My
I
problem
love
is
it.
chips.
I love it
So
too.
here's another thing is to consider. The only thing about chips is possibly they're annoying to hear someone else eat it.
Crunching.
And if you're in a small room, you have like 8 people like and like our band has full of people with like super audio sensitive and they're all like coming out of their skin, you know.
Yeah. Well, there's that, but then every single one of our bands also has a drummer, so they'll be like literally like right next to you, maybe crunching on a chip, and they'll be like,
and practicing on the practice.
"Is this annoying?
Yep.
Is this? I'm not annoying you guys, right?" And then it's like, "Okay, I'm gonna go over here," and they'll go like 3 feet away.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how. We luckily don't have that generally, but we do have Nervo playing constant soloing scales.
Yeah, so it's
for
like
literally hours.
So it's like you probably
no,
can hear
he's
that,
going like. It's just like,
and he's eating chips. Yeah, I do love chips though, and that I mean the chips. Oh man, that's one of my biggest weaknesses are just chips in general.
yeah, because before you know it, you had 35.
Yeah, I'm like, but no tortilla. Yeah. And actually, like with Gwen, interesting one that I've never seen on a rider. They do Pringles. The guys in that band really like Pringles, and I'm not against that. I'm like,
no.
wow, that's
like, I didn't know how much I love them. Yeah, and they hold up. That's what's good about those.
They hold up, and they give you that saltiness. You know,
is there a dip with it?
No, they do the freaking what's the salt and vinegar ones, which is an interesting choice, but it's like, ooh, yeah, that's like
those will get you right in the in your jaw
Totally.
after a while.
And also, the thing with the Pringle is all that goodness, it has to have some sort of, like, serious con that comes with it, besides the health-wise.
Right.
But a Pringle, if you've ever, which everyone has, you accidentally drop a Pringle, oopsies, and you look down, oh no, it breaks into 7 million pieces.
Yeah,
That's a mess right there.
For sure.
Like, at least a chip, it just keeps its structure. But a Pringle just explodes.
Well, another piece I'm curious about for you. So, and it might depend on what you ate, but for sure, for me, if it was a salt and vinegar or something like strong like that, mince before the show.
Dude, okay, good call. Especially as a singer, I feel you.
Oh, dude, you're in people's face, and also your mic is trapping your own.
And for you, I would guess gum is a no-go, right? Because that's a little weird, right?
I also gnar gum in general, if you remember.
You gnar gum, okay.
Yeah, I just think you might as well use a mint. It's not annoying, and there's no waste generally after unless you swallow it.
I don't do mints that much. I do, because I'll just end up chewing them. I'm just like, okay, that mint's gone. But I guess that does the job, right?
It still kind of does, yeah.
Another thing, too, going in this mint zone...
Yeah.
How about this? I know a bunch of people that always brush their teeth before they perform. You ever do that? Yeah.
I have occasionally, but I need to start bringing something. I think it's not always convenient, like what's around, but you could. You could
dude,
do it kind of
it blows
style.
my mind because I saw there's one of my friends would do it, and I'm like, oh, that's probably a good idea. You know,
Yeah,
like
because you
all
don't know
these
what's
fools.
caught in there too.
Yeah, and people are taking stinking pictures. Like you might as well
Yeah.
at least try and look somewhat clean.
No, that's proper.
But
That's really good.
I know a lot of people that do this. They'll pull out those little travel ones and like hit it.
Yeah. No, that's good.
I like to just have Pringles just hanging though. It's kind of my jam.
Goat
Okay,
cheese
so
sticking your lip shut.
okay, I just thought of something. Oh my god, Ben Levine's texting me.
You know, the best goat cheese is
Yeah.
in the northern Sacramento area. And you might want to take a trip over there on a Tuesday when they're opening an hour early. He knows everything.
He just knows. I feel like you're talking about goat cheese.
Yeah. I had an inkling run through my cranium. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just thought of something.
Yeah.
So, Rider snacks, right? So I said chips.
Yeah.
Obviously, or a cracker or something like that, which is good. Those are not peak optimal things I want to eat, though. You know what the most optimal thing for me in the day or a pre-show food
Yeah.
is a freaking poke bowl. That is the number one ultimate food that I could eat before I play because you still feel good and it gives you whatever you need.
You won't notice that an hour later you're hungry.
You won't
you're
notice
on
it.
stage.
So
Or,
that is, I'm going to say that's my number one food pre-get, and not like not like right before we play. I'm like, ah!
No, or at 10 in the morning maybe.
Right, but like if you're like shows at 8, I eat a poke bowl at like 4:30 or 5.
Yes.
I am solid.
And then
Like
you're
that's
playing at 8 or whatever. Yeah.
that is
What about a morning gig?
morning gig.
So
oh
we
shit.
just played the San Jose Marathon,
Yeah.
and we had to be there at like 6 or 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're gonna play at 9 a.m.
Yep.
And they have food out there for us.
Right.
And
Do you
they
do it?
had
Yeah.
breakfast burritos, which were
Oof.
amazing, but it's
Pre-
heavy.
That's heavy.
Before
Right.
you, especially, I'm gonna say for a singer, I gotta run around. There's no way I'm not even touching it. So it becomes the post gig.
Yes.
But then it's not
absolutely.
hot anymore.
Then it's not hot.
But so
And-
it's okay.
Okay, so I love a breakfast burrito, but for morning gig, I'm gonna pass before I play for morning.
Yeah.
I would maybe eat a little fruit or something.
Yeah, because that's what I was just gonna say. They do have fruit there, and I will peck, and then let's take it a step further on the fruit.
Okay.
If they are proper, you're gonna get like blueberries,
Yeah.
Pineapple, stuff like that. If it's kind of like BS, I mean, I don't want to sound ungrateful, but Safeway type of thing, it's gonna be all honeydew.
Where it's like where you got honeydew and then the edges get real dark, right? It's like honeydew,
Honey don't. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't. Yeah. Oh man, I love blueberries, man. That's
it's the best.
I love blueberries.
I do too. I really like them. Well,
'Cause
coffee's good though. Almost any time, right?
Always coffee's solid. Love coffee. I'll drink coffee. Yeah.
Can you have
too
it
much.
at night?
I can,
I
but
cannot.
I can. It's a little less now. I used to
I'm
just
too
be like,
hyper.
what? Yeah. Pre-gig though, I choose to not do like coffee pre-gig for like night gigs anyway. It feels weird. It doesn't feel appropriate. Like to be like drinking a cup of coffee and be like, let's go rock a show. You know?
Yeah,
It just
I
feels
might, though.
weird.
It depends. If it's a long night ahead, and I'm kind of, just need a jolt, I might do it.
Yeah, especially because I'm not drinking. So yeah, I guess anything.
Or
helps,
even if
right?
you did have 6 or 8, then you need to break out
Yeah.
of it.
So, okay. Going back, because this made me think of something. Check this out. You got your rider, you got your green room, you got your crew, and you got your band, you got your food, right? A lot of times with our events that we do, we have to share rooms, right? With like photographers.
You mean hotel? Oh no, the green room. You mean
The green room.
share?
Sometimes,
the green room.
sometimes you do, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
Hey guys, I hope you don't mind.
This acrobat's gonna be sharing.
Yeah, the acrobat's gonna be, and here I got all your stuff though, and it's like, and then guess what? You walk back. Where's the green room? Back here, and the photographer's just grazing.
The photographer made a fucking Noah sandwich.
He made a Noah sandwich, and they're like, and they always do the same thing. They always look at you like, this is great, right?
Oh yeah.
And then you're in a position where you go, do I need to say something?
But we never do.
But you know who did?
Oh God. Oh God.
We used to have the enforcer, and he's gone now.
I know who you're talking about.
Steve Moon.
Oh no, I didn't know.
Who'd you think it was? You were gonna say
Damien.
Oh, Damien. Damien would too.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. No,
Damien Rasmussen, who I really love. He's a sound
too.
engineer, and he's a bit cranky.
Yeah.
And so he's the one who we would joke that if you go, hey, how you doing? No matter what, he'd be like, I've been better. Or whatever. Yeah. He's always black.
Yeah, totally. He would be, I would say Damien would be more passive aggressive about it.
Yeah.
He'd be
I
like,
wish the photographer wouldn't eat all our food. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah. I was going to eat 7 pieces of watermelon, but now there's only 5.
Yeah.
Just staring at him.
Yeah. With his cherry curl.
But Moon used to actually, he would be like if someone's enjoying
he would do a business transaction all proper with them, right?
He would kind of go, he'd go like, hey bro, it's not a big deal, but that's actually ours. That's like part of our rider, and like that's part of our pay basically. He's like, but you can have it. Like he would basically make them feel bad about it.
That's dude, to be able to pull that off is amazing. I would not be able to do that.
And they'd be like, oh, and he'd be like, no, just finish it. Just maybe now we won't get any, but no, enjoy it.
Yeah. That bit you already swallowed. I mean, if you wanted to give that back, it'd be cool.
I mean, our guitar player basically can't afford food, and this is the only food he eats. But no, enjoy yourself.
Half
That's
our
fine.
band was gonna faint before.
Yeah. But enjoy your huge sandwich.
Yeah. You know what? Why don't you go ahead and stick with the celery? That way you get some food.
Yeah. How about just eat a couple carrots? It's good for your eyes because you're a photographer, bro.
Yeah, you can't see the fact that it ain't yours.
But that does happen a lot where because people think sometimes like, oh, what a cool gig.
That's bad planning, dude. That's bad.
Where you're sharing, and I think it's bad.
You have to make a big spread then. You have to consider everyone that's going to be back there.
Yeah. Well, and I think for people that are hired, like that aren't maybe experienced, don't understand like, oh, dude, like if you go in the band's room and there's all this stuff that's never there, they're like, oh wow, this one's special. It's like, no, that one's not yours. Yeah. like that's the band's. That's not just like. I know. It does happen though a lot.
Oh yeah.
So that was a little side.
But if you can afford a party with an acrobat, you should have a spread that's more than enough. It's like when you throw a party. Have you ever been to a party or just a dinner? You go to dinner at someone's house and they're like, they serve enough for everyone to have one serving, like proper polite serving.
Yeah,
it's like lasagna. You have like a 2x2 square. They're like, did you want any? You don't want any more, do you?
Yeah,
Do you want more? You know? And I've had this happen where
don't be a peg.
They had all these breadsticks, and the woman said, "Did you want some breadsticks?" And they were not. They were in the kitchen for some reason. And the guy's like, "Yeah." And she's like, how many?"
Unlimited, bro.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, exactly. When I'm here, I'm family. And he's like, yeah, I'll take He's like, I 2, But I knew he was in his mind. He's like, if there was 5, I would eat 5.
Yeah. If there was everything, I would eat everything.
How many do you want?
Yeah. What's funny on Unlimited? That's interesting too. We're bouncing around, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is something that I think about sometimes, though. Do you like shrimp?
Yes, I do.
So, but here's the thing. Shrimp, right? Shrimp is tasty. It's good if you get good shrimp.
Yeah.
How many shrimp until it's disgusting?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you eat.
See, I wonder if it's a weight thing in any kind of food. It'll be like if you eat 2 pounds of anything, You know.
I think because people don't. I think because yeah, like you see these commercials for like freaking Sizzlers, like unlimited shrimp. Like
Yeah.
really? Like what?
It's
How
like
much
a shrimp tail hanging out of a
How
dude's
much
mouth.
shrimp
Like,
are you gonna eat, dude? Like I think it's like, let's say, I think 6 medium to jumbo shrimp.
mm-hmm.
That is way more than enough. Shrimp.
I'm gonna say I think I could do more than that.
Like big ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying I can't. I'm the one that like I would be like
no, I think
unlimited,
it'd be
bro. Bring
probably 10.
10, and then you're a peg.
Yeah, and I probably would still want it, but I didn't stop long enough to notice that I was full, so I might move on to something else, and then I'm fine.
You're like hiding some of the tails. They're like, how many did you have? 4.
14. Yeah.
But they're shrimp. They're small.
Yeah, shrimp. Dude, did you hear the word?
Yeah, that one wasn't regulation size.
I measured. Jumbo is considered 2 inches.
Yeah, it's actually an oxymoron.
I'm a moron, really. And I need oxy.
Oh, God. Yeah, shrimp pregig. That's a weird. Well, actually, I mean, I guess if I'm going poke bowl, I guess you could throw some in there. Just no more than 10. But okay, so we're doing good. The post food is probably more. We see more of that, and I've seen a plethora of post food.
See, I don't see. I think post is rare. Usually it's before you eat, and then they generally take away. If you leave half, like I don't want to get too sluggish before we start, and you leave half, you have to hide it or it's gone.
Yeah.
And then usually they're trying to shut down the place, and all the staff is cleaning up because they have you play till midnight or whatever it is. Yeah. So I think. I
guess it's like
I see anything after I'm happy.
Like the tour stuff.
Yeah.
They always plan the post. That was one of the coolest things.
That is different on
that I saw. Like the first was in and out. It was like you'd finish the gig and there.
I thought you meant they provided in and out. I was like, not bad.
No, yeah. They provided in and out.
Oh, okay.
The burgers.
Good. Oh, yeah.
And so you finish and they're like, oh, there's burgers back there, and there's the huge box of In and Out.
Right.
I mean, that might actually rival.
Bro, that hits.
That might rival pizza a little bit. That was bomb.
Then you just have onions in between the seat.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but then there were other zones that started to get a little, like a little weird. So, tacos can be good too.
Super messy, but really good. Yeah.
Super messy. And they're not always in the best shape by the time you get to them.
Crack.
So they're not going to make it all the way. Other ones I've seen are like gyros. A lot of gyros.
Yeah.
Like
soft Greek taco, basically.
Greek taco, which I feel like that late at night, that kind of staunch breath is just not a good thing. Because you're going to wake up the next day just like, what happened?
Yeah. Lamb face.
Yeah. That's I'm not gonna put that in the top. And then another one. We tried to be healthy for a while when I was on tour, and we would get like these super healthy, like salad bowls, and that just doesn't seem appealing after a show. It's just like, come on, like I'd rather just
before is cool, but
I'd rather just eat air.
Hair.
Yeah, hair.
So what about airplane food, right?
Good call. Good
call.
I think this might round us all out here.
Yeah.
So, dude, I mean, I think we've kind of talked about when you get in an airport, all bets are off on anything, right? I feel like you're in a bubble.
You mean like the 9 a.m. wine with Steve Moon?
Like, dude, you get in the airport and it's like, I went through security. I'm safe. I am.
You're out of any time zone. It's not the world as we know it.
Yeah,
anything
I am
goes.
Authorized to be in here. Like TSA checked me out. Now I can get fucking wasted at 8:30 in the morning.
I'm about to change time zones anyway. Who knows where we are or what
and also food wise, it's like, oh, dude, all the bad decisions.
Yeah,
happen.
BK is open. All right.
BK, you get that going. If you're in SFO, there's like that bacon. There's like 30 bacons and then
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'll have the bacon
All the
burrito.
bacon juice.
Yeah,
omelet.
it's like
Yeah.
bacon wrapped in bacon inside of a pig's ass.
Yeah, and that's all. And that's a smoothie. Yeah.
And you're like, I guess I'll take 2 of those.
Yeah.
Can you put some shrimp in that? I no, a lot of burgers. A lot of burgers in airports for me.
When you get on the international flight, have you ever had this question asked to you? All right, so I remember this from British Airways. Is the attendant come up to you? Excuse me, would you like a sweet or savory snack?
Yeah, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
What do you choose?
Well, you always got to ask. You never know what it's going to be.
Or do you say,
right?
what is it? What are they?
I do ask. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I usually have to ask because you never know, right?
They're like, for sweet, we have a nice honeydew. And
Yeah.
I don't want that.
I mean, God, it's so across the board, right? Sometimes the food is amazing. It's like, wow, this is
like
really good.
Fork and
then
napkin.
sometimes it's like straight up a prison sandwich where it's like a sandwich with like cream cheese, right?
Right.
With like, I guess this is a common thing, but like the sandwich with cream cheese and like cucumber or something.
Yeah, very European.
Very European, where you're like, wow, this is disgusting, and you'll just eat it. You're
Where's
just like,
the pig?
Yeah, I guess I'll just eat it, right? You just eat it no matter what. But yeah, in general, a lot of times, man, airline food.
Airline, yeah.
If I can skip it, I will try and skip it because there's so much. I feel like you're already like expanding like a balloon in the plane.
You're just sitting there for. Because that's what I was asking about is international. If you're on that's the British Airways kind of bit is about like you're on the plane for 8 or 9 or more hours. I mean, it's tough to kind of go that long and you try to sleep through the whole thing. But so then usually those have a bit step up, better food.
Yeah.
But on the sweet or savory, we all have our guitar player. Sometimes if you're not sitting exactly together, I would be literally like, reading a book or whatever I'm doing, and I would hear from like 6 rows back someone go savory. He's like telling them what he wants. I'm like, I know that's Bobby Simcox for sure. Savory. And I always chose savory too.
Yeah.
Because I think like you get sweet, you're gonna get like a Belgian cookie or something, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a waste. And I'll rather if you say savory, you'll probably get the crackers you described earlier. Too,
right. Oh cheese. Yeah.
So I'll go for that.
Yeah. Or in like, I guess I'd been to Copenhagen once and kind of flying around that area. Oh. Everything was like pancakes and like French toast and stuff.
Wow.
I was like, it was like, would you like sweet or sweet?
Yeah.
And it was really good. I was
sweet
like, oh my God.
A million carbs.
Yeah, just like
the same.
Sometimes you just can't. It's just like, oh, I've got to do this. Like I have to do it.
Oh, you gotta try it. Well, speaking of flying gigs, I mean, it's kind of related. It's a little off food, but I did really want to know this, and I think it's a classic for musicians, gigging musicians. Bringing your guitar on board, guaranteed it's stressful every time for your life.
Yes.
And it's weird that we don't kind of just have a standard way we handle that. So the question, and just the beginning of a kind of discussion on it, is like, do you check your guitar or do you bring it on board? Have you ever checked?
Yeah. So this guitar right here, I've brought this guitar literally all over the world, like not everywhere in the world, but like this guitar's been in a lot of places, always in a gig bag, and I bring it with me.
Now, if you're getting on early in the boarding, it's generally fine because there's all the room in the overheads. If you happen to be late in the boarding and you're like D, dude, what happened? Have you ever come across an issue where there's no room for it, and what happened?
Oh, I have. I have had to gate check it. And it freaks me out. I feel like I'm starting to get more like sentimental about like my guitars, especially like this one, because I
Yeah.
feel like the longer I've had it, I'm like, I'm kind of like, I don't even know if I want to bring this anymore because like I've had it so long, and I'm like, I just want to keep it now.
Yeah.
But over the years, I've gate checked it a million times and just been like, whatever.
Oh, so you have, because you had to, though, right? You never
Because
did
I've
it by
had to.
choice.
I've had airlines literally say you have to buy a seat, or else we're not letting you on the plane. We've had that happen.
So
Literally,
then, or check it, or no matter what, you
no,
just
no
have to.
check. They're like, you have to buy a seat. There's no room. Buy a seat, or else you're not getting on
So
the
that
plane.
was another $800 right there, kind of thing.
And then, of course, we got on the plane, and there was tons of overhead space. Um, I've had, and then sometimes
And that was Spirit Air.
that was the version of Spirit Air that's in Europe called Rider. Like
Wow.
everything's plastic. It's like the whole plane is plastic, basically.
Would you like sweet to plastic?
Yeah. Um, on the other side, I did just buy a bunch of cases because I have got sick of this whole game that you have to play
Yeah.
of like, okay, oh crap, you know, and I'm like positioning my body a certain way, and it's stressful the whole time until that guitar is up there and you're
Yep.
in the air. Because even if you get the guitar up there,
Nope.
then you got to worry about
Someone
what
else
kind of
coming along.
what kind of person's going to come up and try and jam their bag
Yep.
into my guitar because people just don't understand. Um,
So are you saying you bought hard cases?
I
With
bought, I did buy hard cases.
what are you
I haven't
doing?
actually
Gator or what kind?
Gator, yeah, but actually they're not quite hard enough.
Yeah.
I need even more sturdy ones to feel good about it. But when I went to New York a couple weeks or months ago, I had to bring an acoustic, and I just checked it. And I was just thinking about
See,
this
that's
yesterday.
scarier to check than an
I
electric
know,
because they're more
and
brittle.
I'm like, why? And I checked a guitar that I love, like it's my Gibson J45,
Yeah.
and it's like a good one. Like, and I know they make a million of these guitars, but I do like mine. And I just checked it because I was like, I already had my guitar on my back, electric, and I was like, I need an acoustic too, and so I just did it, and I was like, whatever, and everything worked out fine. But I didn't
Yeah.
even stress on it. But now I look back and I go, that was kind of stupid, actually. Like,
Well, here's a little bit of game though, that something I've done a lot of times, and it can be the third option. You gotta be smooth about it though, and you gotta possibly even do the Doug Carlson. He used to bring a little treat for someone, some kind of small gift, maybe a chocolate, something like
Clay
that.
Bell does that too.
Yeah,
I heard that from Clay.
and his are very carefully selected because he's got class and he knows. I would just ask if there's any room in the closet in the front.
Yeah, I do that as much as
and
I
a
can.
lot- and if you're really sweet and smiling and like,
Yep.
hey, I know if it's no, you know, I don't mean to bother you guys, and if not, no worries. Sometimes it works out. I could kind of slip this in the
Yep.
closet. If you have a thin case,
Yes.
so here's where the big case doesn't work for you. If we have like a double mono,
I know. Yeah.
it's not going to happen. But sometimes the low profile, they will let you slide that in there.
Absolutely.
And I remember, like, I don't know if they just celebrate musicians more, but when I played in Spain, they were like, when I asked if I needed to do anything with the instrument or whatever, they were like, "Are you kidding me? This is awesome. We love musicians," And then they're like, "Please, I hope. Why don't you have a 4 or 5 guitar?" They were like so happy.
I wish you were a guitar.
Yeah, I would put you in the bin and kiss you all the time. Yeah. So it's like amazing. They were so opposite the attitude when
Right.
the week before you're in America and they're like, "I want to kill you and put you in the garbage bin." Actually,
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
So I don't know. That tells you a lot about a country, or I guess maybe an airline.
Yeah.
And, it's so cool, and it doesn't need to be a problem. The funny thing I heard a comedian one time say is like the weight issue about in the overheads, but you
Right.
can put it under the plane. It's all
Right.
the same weight on the
I know.
plane.
Yeah.
So that's always bizarre.
I know. it's such a stressor, and I think about it. I honestly think about it all the time.
Heck
Like
yeah.
even when I'm not traveling, uh, it's just like how
Just
can I
like
make
eating bacon on a Tuesday, you're like airlines.
yeah.
You're
Well,
just
just
thinking
thinking
about
about like it's kind of like weighing out like what is the better option, right?
yeah.
Like carrying it on, and I can be in control of this thing the whole time, but then I have to stress. But I always will choose to carry on because uh, at least when I carry on, it's with me, and then if it has to get gate checked, it's just gate checked, and it's like on the top.
Yeah,
The
they're gonna
worst,
generally probably treat it a little more
yeah,
gently.
yeah, but it's scary, man. It's like, dang, dude, it's so hard dealing with that. Like,
And so you are not using like rental or anything like that on tour with say Gwen. You're still bringing your own.
I always everything I do, I always bring this guitar, this white
But
guitar.
would it be? I mean, I feel like with a lot of projects, they're gonna have that brought over in a different way or rented the same model or
Um,
it comes with the trucks somehow.
you see, the thing is like you could do that. Like I could just be like, yeah, just rent me a guitar, you know.
Yeah, but then you don't know.
But
I mean, guitars are so
it's
funny.
you never know with a guitar, and I know I'm not gonna find one of these things.
Yeah,
Um,
right, sir.
yeah, and it's kind of like, you know, the tone and knowing that like you're gonna sound good. Honestly, for a guitar player, a lot of it is the guitar. Like
Right,
it's like the
because it's
one
not
thing,
like a synthesizer where you go, oh, just give me a
right,
motif. They're all
right,
the
or
same.
even drums. Like you know, it's like
Yeah,
yeah, okay, like I'll bring a freaking some cymbals, right? I know drummers will just be like, I'll just bring some cymbals, but
yeah.
like guitar, it's like if you get a bad guitar that doesn't sound in tune, like
Ugh.
you're just gonna sound like shit, and it's like
Period.
it like when you're playing with people, like that's your whole thing. Is like
Yeah.
oh yeah, he sounds good, like oh, and
Yep.
he kind of knows the songs, but he sounds good. Like if it's like oh, he knew the songs, but he sounded bad, like that sucks. Like so so
Well,
I always
now you're getting into the thing though, because you have all three, and the third one is look cool.
well
Let's
yeah.
not forget that. You
Just gotta be careful on the
not
shrimp.
be awkward or yeah. He only has 9 shrimp per meal. He's fine.
Yeah, I heard he stopped drinking. He gained 40 pounds.
Yeah, just hire him in January only. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
Oh, dude, the whole airline thing. Oh my god, that's like a. I would. Yeah, everybody, write in and share your stories. I'm sure they're all going to be like the same. Just like, oh my god.
Well, we are coming up to 50 episodes pretty soon here.
know, dude.
And we
Crazy.
still like to hear
Oh.
more of your ideas, what you'd like to
Yes.
see happen, and
Yes.
more of your yarnars and everything else. And I
Speaking
imagine
of
you have
yars.
some yars and nars.
I gotta. We gotta call in. We gotta call in, people. We've entered the R&R section, and here's our good buddy. Here we go.
What's up, Green Room boys? It's not ya boy, but it is the Derbstermeister, Burgermeister, Meisterburger. Yarnar, saying as a response to something that you agree with, saying, Yarnar, saying, that's what's up.
Ah.
Yarnar.
Aha.
Good one. Good
That's
one,
really
Derbs.
good. Really
And
good.
this
What's
is
up, Derb?
this is thank you, James Durbin, for always contributing. I don't know if anybody remembers this. I told a story a few months ago, actually. Remember when I had that story about the guy at the airport that gave me the hot tip on crypto? And the whole time, and he was going, "That's what's up."
He kept saying it.
He said, "That's what's up."
Yeah.
That's what's up. And I gotta say, in response to "That's what's up," I gotta gnar that because
Well, now you're having nightmares about it anyway.
yeah,
After that barrage.
I feel like it's too broad, and it gets used in a way that's too like it just brushes the stroke of like agreeing where it doesn't. I feel like that's what's up gets used too much.
See, I don't hear it very often.
I don't either, but when I do, I'm always like, you're
well, when
using
you
that
do,
too
they
much.
say it 35 times.
Exactly.
No, I didn't go through the horrible experience, traumatizing experience you did, but actually, I remember a crew guy that used to say it in our band occasionally.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna yar it.
Okay. Nice.
I like it. I find it a little bit cute.
So let's say you just told me this crazy story that was amazing, and you're like, you're in and out of things, and I'm intrigued, and I'm just glued to the story, and at the end I go, that's what's up.
Right.
One time, if I said it one time, that's what's up.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I guess if you have to know how to use it, a person's like, I'm really down. My mom just passed away. I'm hurting. That's what's up.
Well, but I think it's the exactly. Yeah, that's not correct either, right? I think it's how many times, because the way I've heard it is like the crypto dude did with me, and it's like as you're talking, I'm going, that's what's up, and then you're like,
right.
So then I was walking down that's what's up.
So they're replacing with that's what's up.
Exactly. Too much. That's what's up.
See, I haven't again been traumatized with that.
Right.
I think a very occasional use of it, and maybe even the delivery. That's what's up, or something kind of lighter.
Yeah, if the up goes up, that's what's up. I like that. That's what's up.
We're very particular.
Very
here on the green room.
Yeah, I'm more of like an old English. That's what's up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right, right. That's what's up.
That's what's up. Not a that's what's up.
Yeah. It's also a, range, note range.
Oh my God, you could like really like blow someone's mind next time they say that's what's up. You'd be like, wait a minute, let's talk about that's what's up. Like,
yeah,
what?
Like,
that's what's up. Is that what's? Oh my God, I'm never
that's
saying that again. Good one, Derbs. Thank you. It's like shrimp for me. It's like if you do it too much, that's a nar.
It is like that. So yeah, I don't want a jumbo. That's what's up.
Yeah. Okay. I've got one that kind of relates to my dry January, and I'm not okay. I always am so negative with dry January. I'm feeling good. It's good.
Yeah.
It's just pizza and a half. No big deal. Here's one. Taking shots in general, alcohol. Yeah. Taking shots. Yeah. Pause. I need to add to this. Taking shots as like a 40-something or older, 40, 50-year-old adult.
Right.
Taking shots.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh, boy. Man, that is just like so complicated because Dude, the first thing that comes to my mind...
So it's a yar.
It kind of is. I mean, the first thing that comes to my mind is like, it sounds like fun. But I'm always a next day nar, of course. I'm like, why did I fucking do that? Now I got to do it again. Just to stay there.
Yeah, you have a shot next to your bed. You're like, let's just go.
Do they make a shrimp shot? Yeah.
You take a shot out of a shrimp. You see the whole hollowed out shrimp.
No, I just squinch a shrimp into a shot juice. Yeah, I are. I mean, it's
nice.
I know why you're saying it, and I do find it douchey when I see other people doing it. Come on, shot. It's how you do it again, right? The delivery, the method. Okay, so hey, how about a shot?
Douche. Yeah.
Want to do a shot?
Yeah.
So, like, my brother and I will occasionally, our joke, actually, it's my wife and I very occasionally, and our joke is we call it Fire Bee because it takes just as much effort and time to say Fire Bee as Fireball.
I like that.
But we'll go like Fire Bee, and it just sets it off. I don't know, man. Yeah, there's something I like about it. I'm still
It's still exciting. Got it.
Yeah.
I always think of the Gaffigan where he's like, what's the deal with shots? He's like, let's just get to the embarrassing part real fast.
Yeah. And it can. I would say half the time it does.
Okay, so, well, you've kind of opened my mind a little bit. When you talk about Fire Bee, a burning spherical drink, like a Fireball, yeah, of course. You would take a shot of that.
I mean, those are not as strong, actually.
Right.
Also.
I think it's the something about like me. I'm like, unless I'm like getting ready to go bungee jumping or something, like let's do it.
I know.
It's kind of like alcohol is more of a like. Here's
social
my
sip.
I will a social sip. And I'll enjoy all the bad and all the good at the same time.
You're right.
At a paced.
Totally better.
And
it is. Shots are wasteful and silly, and that's why they're fun.
I guess you got a point.
It's like nothing that's like frivolous like that makes sense.
Right. I'm gonna okay, so I'm gonna narrow this down for myself. I gnar a shot of anything that is like a top shelf alcohol.
Okay.
So because for me, if it's a good tequila and someone's like,
oh yeah,
let's take a shot of Don Julio. It's like, let's not take a shot of that. Like, let's just like give me an ice cube and I'll enjoy this.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah. So,
but like, I'll put it this way. If we are getting ready to go on stage in an hour, and let's say the owner, which happens a lot to me, and especially on tour, the type of tours that the Dens go on, which is 300-seater, the owner is the manager, and you're probably going to spend the night upstairs after. I want you to try this, our hometown, Croatian thing.
Yeah.
Dude. Hell,
you got to do it.
Yeah, and it's fun too. Not only not to be rude, but it is fun.
Yeah, you get that.
So
I know why am I being? See what Dry January is doing to me?
Dude, you're the voice of reason. I'm being an idiot, but it's not all the time.
Yeah,
really, and it's funny because a shot is going to be $10 or $12, and so will the drink.
Yeah,
so you might as well make it last. You just drink way more when you do shots.
You do.
That's part of the problem.
Yeah. And I guess, as far as like etiquette, social etiquette, you almost never turn down like the one shot. If someone's like, it's just one, they're like, let's take a shot. And it's like a group. And you're like, not for me. Yeah. That's not.
Have you ever poured it out and faked it?
Oh, yeah.
I have.
When it's not if it's just one, though. If it's like you got the guy that keeps coming back, shot, and then finally you have to be like, okay, we're on like Groundhog's Day here, and we're gonna die.
Yeah. Oh no, I've done it on one, whatever. If I don't want it, but they're kind of forcing it on me, or I feel it's more trouble to explain why I'm not gonna have it, so I just say, and no one notices, and or they're just lined up or something.
Yep.
But if I'm just with one person, I wouldn't do it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Nice. I think we're good. Unless you got something else important.
No, that's good, man. That's good.
Right on. Well, as always, people, find us on. What are we on? Instagram.
We're on Instagram. We're on
YouTube,
Apple Podcasts,
and
YouTube,
Spotify. I actually did start a TikTok, even though it's probably going to get shut down. But we're
especially
on
if
there.
you play Prince.
If you play Prince. I basically just kind of started it up, but it is the Green Room Music.
We're spreading our wings.
Podcast.
So be a part of the Green Room ride. Write in, share, subscribe, say hello. Anytime something interesting happens, we're going to share what you send in eventually. Because we have a couple on deck. So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right,
on,
brother.
dude.
I will talk to you next week.
Yes.
All right, man.
Adios.
See ya.